Here, there, thank you. You know, I've been a news cameraman for a lot of years. And in that time, I've covered a lot of fires. Some of the bad ones have been hotel fires, but it doesn't have to be that way. And as people become more aware of proper fire prevention practices, there'll be a lot fewer fires for me to shoot. And believe me, I won't mind. Actually, most fires that occur in hotels and motels are minor fires that just produce a lot of smoke. But smoke can kill. And if a minor fire is not promptly reported, well, you can see the result. I've been working on an investigative series exploring how many injuries and fatalities that occur during hotel fires can be avoided. The problem is that most hotel guests have no idea what to do in the event of a fire. We can't train the hotel guests, but we can train employees. And that's exactly what many in the hotel-motel industry are doing. You see, many fires can be prevented, and some are even predictable. A frequent cause of fires in hotels and motels is smoking. A guest falls asleep while smoking in bed. A cigarette falls into the cushions of upholstered furniture or onto the seat of a chair. An ashtray is carelessly emptied into a wastebasket containing paper and other combustibles. An employee fails to properly dispose of smoldering ashes before folding up a tablecloth. 30 minutes later, his carelessness results in a dangerous fire. Obviously, not all fires can be prevented, like the fire started by a guest who smokes in bed. But the number and seriousness of these fires can be reduced by the staff. For example, there should be plenty of ashtrays in guest and function rooms. Never empty ashtrays into wastebaskets. Even cold ashes should be flushed down the commode. Be on the lookout for burn spots on a sheet or mattress. Make certain the item isn't hot or smoldering. Then report your finding to management. Employees, of course, should only smoke in designated areas and never in a guest room. Another common cause of fires is electrical problems. Report to your supervisor any broken switches, loose outlets, or frayed wires. The defective item should be removed from service until repaired. Wires should never be run under rugs. Either use a longer extension cord or move the appliance closer to the outlet. While cleaning a room, turn off any equipment not in use, such as the TV, radio, or coffee maker. Irons, hot plates, hair dryers, and portable hot water heaters should be unplugged to avoid any danger from overheating or defective wiring. If you find unusual electrical equipment, tell your supervisor at once. The equipment may put too heavy a load on the electrical circuits. That's why guests must ask permission before setting up such items or exhibits. Linen closets and all supply storage areas should be kept neat and clean. It is also very important to keep all such storage areas locked when unattended. Don't let rags soaked with cleaning solutions accumulate, and such unwashed rags should never be put in a dryer. Dryers must be checked periodically for lint buildup, which can cause overheating and start a fire. Store flammable chemicals and aerosol cans in an approved metal container or cabinet, away from other flammable materials, and never on a floor with guest rooms. Boxes or equipment should be stored so as not to block sprinklers or other fire extinguishing apparatus. If you find such a dangerous situation, see that the area is cleared right away. Linen or trash chutes should be kept closed and locked. Remember also that if you notice a buildup of trash or debris, even in back hallways or service areas, tell your supervisor immediately. It should be cleared without delay. In the kitchen, a common fire hazard is the buildup of grease and dirt on the backs of stoves and in range hood filters. Both should be cleaned frequently. The range hood fire extinguishing system should be checked and tested at least once every 6 months by trained technicians in accordance with manufacturer specifications. Pilot lights should be checked frequently to make sure that they are lit and not allowing gas to escape, which could cause an explosion and fire. Turn off electrical equipment when not in use, and report any frayed wires or loose switches. Keep any open flame away from vents, drafts, and combustible materials, such as paper products and curtains. There is one other danger to guard against: the arsonist. Every year, hundreds of lives and millions of dollars worth of property are lost as a result of arson. In the last 5 years, the number of hotel and motel fires started by arsonists has increased dramatically. That's why it's so important for you, the hotel employee, to be alert to the possibility of arson. If you see any suspicious persons or situations, report promptly to security or management. The threat of arson is one more reason why all linen chutes and storage areas should be kept locked, and trash should not be left lying around where it could serve as kindling. Don't give the arsonist the fuel he needs to start a fire. If you have any doubts about the importance of reporting a suspicious situation, think again about the lives, jobs, and property that might be saved by your action. Arsonists don't think or care about any of these things, and that's why the best place for them is in the hands of the local police.
And an alert hotel employee helped police nab a suspected arsonist.
The fact is that even after following all of the safety procedures we've discussed, some fires may still occur. Therefore, it's essential that every employee be prepared, not only to ensure his or her safety, but also that of the guests and fellow staff members.
We're now going to take a look at a fire hose and...
Know the exact location of fire extinguishers and other firefighting equipment.
ABC dry chemical extinguisher.
There are different types of extinguishers for different types of fires, and you should know exactly how to use the ones in your work area.
Pull this out.
One extinguisher found in many hotels is the multi-purpose ABC extinguisher. It can be used on electrical fires, burning paper, curtains, bedding, and flammable liquids. Portable fire extinguishers are easy to operate and can be effective when used the right way.
Pull this pin out.
But they will be of little help to you unless you're properly prepared to use one.
After this is pulled, take the
Many hotels and motels train their employees specifically for this purpose.
feet back up.
Training programs are very important because in a real emergency, you, the employee, should not have to ask or search for the nearest fire alarm or extinguisher. It's part of your job to know. Other people are depending on you. Many hotels and motels instruct bellmen to inform guests about fire safety features in the building. The guest is shown the location of 2 or more nearby exits. You shouldn't talk fire or alarm the guests, but showing them the emergency procedure card on the door just might provide the kind of basic information that could save a life in an emergency. Most guests will feel reassured that their hosts are concerned about their safety as well as their comfort, and some may have further questions concerning fire safety systems, escape routes, or evacuation procedures. And you should be knowledgeable enough to provide the correct answers. Refer the more technical questions to management. One of the most important safety considerations is that all emergency exits should be kept unlocked, unobstructed, and fully operational at all times. Check and report loose door closers or latch problems. Any misplaced service carts or buildup of trash and debris should be removed immediately or at least promptly reported to management. Be on the lookout for furniture, boxes, laundry carts, or other obstacles that may be temporarily moved during construction, remodeling, or routine work. Immediately clear away any items that block access to exits, fire hose, sprinklers, extinguishers, or alarm boxes. In an emergency evacuation, everyone will be looking for the nearest exit. But if the corridor is full of smoke and the exit sign isn't lit, they may never see the way to safety. The results could be tragic. For this reason, all employees should be on the watch for burnt out or missing bulbs from exit signs. Take the time to report or repair any problems. Well, we've seen a number of ways that staff can help reduce the likelihood of a fire starting. We've also learned practices that will help if a fire should occur. But now, let's suppose there really is a fire. You're the first one on the scene. Nobody else knows but you. Now, what are you going to do? Let's say you're on your way down a corridor, and you either smell smoke or see smoke emerging from around the guest room door. Immediately activate the nearest fire alarm. Then call the hotel operator. State your name and the exact location of the fire.
I think we have a fire in 441.
Once you're sure your message has been understood, return to the door where you detected smoke. Knock loudly and call to see if anyone answers. Do not shout fire. but help anyone still in the area to the nearest safe exit. Now, let's say you discover a fire while cleaning a guest room, in a wastebasket, for example. You've sounded the alarm and informed the hotel operator of the exact location. While waiting for assistance to arrive, you should determine whether or not the fire is small enough for you to extinguish. An ice bucket full of water or a fire extinguisher may at least slow down its spread. Quickly leave the room, making certain the door is tightly closed, and then clear carts or other obstructions from the hallway. Make sure all nearby doors on the hall are closed, and then move toward the nearest exit to help direct guests to safety. It is important that you are calm and clear in your instructions. Others may panic, and your calmness will help. Many people don't realize that the elevator is not a safe exit in a fire. The electrical controls may not operate properly, and the elevator car could proceed directly to the fire floor. Also, during a fire, the elevator shaft could become a dangerous smokestack. For this reason, you should never take the elevator in a fire emergency, and if possible, stop others from doing so. It's much safer to use the stairs to escape. If possible, remain nearby to direct firefighters to the precise location of the fire. Then follow the instructions of the firefighting personnel on the scene. In the event that you should discover a fire too big to fight, in a storage area, for example, close the door tightly and stop its spread. Then activate the nearest fire alarm and phone the hotel operator.
Back terrace of the south wing.
If guests enter the area while you're waiting for the firefighters, calmly advise them that smoke has been detected and direct them to the nearest exit. If your own safety is in danger, leave the area. Remember, smoke and toxic gases can overcome a person very quickly. Tests indicate fumes from burning luggage or other modern combustibles can be highly dangerous. Never enter a smoke-filled room, and never let the fire come between you and the only exit. If your attempt to extinguish even a small fire fails, you'll need a safe way out.
Thank you. Going down to the lobby.
If all of these procedures are followed, beginning with properly sounding the alarm, chances are good that firefighters will bring the situation rapidly under control. But don't waste any time. Even if you simply smell smoke or think that you do, don't take a chance. Call the hotel operator and report your suspicion right away. Do not gamble lives and property because you're not sure if it's really smoke. And never try to fight a fire first on your own, thinking it would be better not to alarm anyone. You may be able to safely fight a small fire, but decide this only after you've activated the nearest fire alarm box and have called the hotel operator.
Operator, may I help you? Fire?
The operator is the center of all emergency communications.
Are you on the floor now?
Upon receiving the fire call, the operator should immediately call the local fire department with the name of the hotel or motel, the address, and the exact location of the fire.
This is the Porter Hotel, 1324 Richmond Ave.
If the operator has further information on the nature of the fire department should be told right away.
Smoke at this time.
The operator should then notify the hotel's own emergency response team and management personnel.
Operator to watch engineer. I want to report a fire.
Phone numbers for ambulance, hospital, gas, and power company should also be readily available.
Please acknowledge.
I got the extinguisher working.
A quick response from prepared employees at every level is critical. In recent years, there have been some highly publicized hotel and motel fires which have caused considerable property damage, tragic loss of life, and the elimination of many jobs. As a responsible employee, you should be prepared to help yourself and assist others, even in the most frightening fire situation. More often than not, it is smoke that causes death and injury, not the fire itself. If you find yourself in a smoke-filled room or hallway, drop to your hands and knees and crawl toward the nearest exit. If all access to exits is cut off, try to enter a guest room. You'll probably be safer there if you remain calm and keep your head. Immediately fill the bathtub with water in case the plumbing should later fail, and stuff wet towels around the bottom of the door frame. Smoke may also begin to enter the room around plumbing pipes and through heating and air conditioning vents, so be sure these are also blocked with wet towels or linen. If all access to exits is cut off, try to enter a guest room. You'll probably be safer there if you remain calm and keep your head. Immediately fill the bathtub with water in case the plumbing should later fail, and stuff wet towels around the bottom of the door frame. Smoke may also begin to enter the room around plumbing pipes and through heating and air conditioning vents, so be sure these are also blocked with wet towels or linen. A wet towel placed around your nose and mouth can be an effective temporary smoke filter. It's okay to open windows, but do not break them except as a last resort. An uncontrollable air draft might draw fire or smoke from floors above and below. Try to keep everything as wet as possible, and don't forget to check the telephone. It may still be working, and you can at least let someone know you're there.
Hello, I'm trapped on the 8th floor. Yeah, 842. Okay, I'll wait, but hurry, please hurry.
If you've successfully made your way to a stairway, stay to one side as you descend. It's possible that as you approach lower floors, you may encounter a heavy layer of smoke in the stairwell. This stacking effect may occur as smoke cools and floats downward. Do not attempt to run through such a cloud of smoke.
Oh, there's too much smoke! Keep back!
And try to stop others from doing so. It's safer to re-enter a corridor and search for another exit. There is one other thing to remember. Hallway exit doors on guest room floors should never be propped open, especially in an emergency situation. This has the effect of defeating building construction features, which are designed to serve as barriers to the spread of smoke and flames. The steps I've just outlined are designed to help you cope with the most serious fire emergency you're ever likely to encounter. Our real goal, however, is to get the fire safety message across to all hotel and motel employees. If everyone is aware of the dangers in advance and keeps an eye out for the problems that can cause fires, they may never happen. Let's recap some of those key fire prevention practices. Empty ashtrays only into the commode. Watch for frayed wires, loose outlets, or poorly operating switches. Turn off unused appliances. Keep storage areas neat and clean. Store flammable chemicals and aerosol cans properly. Keep linen and trash chutes locked when unattended. Remove or report trash and debris in hallways or service areas. Clean stoves and ranges periodically. Keep fire alarms, sprinklers, and extinguishing equipment clear. Report suspicious persons or situations. We've also seen how important it is to think ahead and be prepared for a fire emergency. This means following some basic guidelines in your everyday activities. Know the location of fire alarms and extinguishers and how to properly use this equipment. Inform guests of nearby emergency exits. Keep emergency exits unlocked and unobstructed. Be sure exit signs are lit. Finally, even if a fire does start, remember that serious property damage and loss of life can usually be avoided if the person who discovers the fire takes the right steps. Activate the nearest fire alarm box, then telephone the hotel operator. Assist any occupants leaving the fire area. Fight the fire only if it's small enough for the proper use of an extinguisher or water, and leave yourself a safe way out. Make sure all doors to or near the fire room are closed. Use stairways, not elevators, to escape. Crawl low to the floor in a smoky room or corridor. Remember, in a fire, the safest place may be in a guest room. Above all, constantly remind yourself to remain calm and think clearly. This will help others besides yourself.
Well, we've covered a lot, but there's nothing more important than the safety of hotel, motel guests and employees. You really can make a difference. With your help, I'll never have to be filming your hotel or motel with a cloud of smoke overhead.